Kevin Durant was on Bill Simmons' podcast, and he went after bloggers and fanboys. Here is what he said.
People don't watch games because they can look at analytics on Twitter.
Twitter's the shit, Jack.
The eye test is, I tell him about the eye test, man. You got to watch games if you really want to know what the game is about.
We swung too far with the advanced metrics this season.
Oh,
People started doing the 5-man lineups like 10 games into the year. It's information.
I like field goal percentage defense. I like field goal percentage. I like
turnovers.
I like rebounds. I like real stats. But yeah, you can't look at numbers first and then watch.
I think that's where we get into trouble. Is
people lazy? They don't want to watch games. Yeah, it's a bunch of culture vultures in the game right now. It's a bad place.
When I watch it, I try to.
Can I make a PSA real quick?
Please do it.
All right, so all your blog boys and fanboys that's going to use everything I say and create an article.
Yeah.
Watch a basketball game. How about you write that? I just want to say that. Because all these guys are going to write articles about and get real mad about what I say tonight.
Yeah, probably.
Because last time they did.
They like this stuff, though.
They like it, but they're going to put their emotions into it. It's not about you. Watch a basketball game. Enjoy the game. Don't stop worrying about me so much. So, yeah, I just want to tell the blog boys out there who in their feelings about everything I say.
Blog boys.
You read this stuff, though.
Yeah, why don't? Yeah, why not?
It seems like you take it personally because you had the whole thing that happened last summer.
No, I'm not taking nothing personal.
No, that's a lie.
There's a lot of points here.
Yeah.
I understand what he's saying because I think there are some in the media who do that.
Right.
You cannot say that every media member watches every single game.
Of course not. I don't.
You have to lean on sometimes analytics to not only make a point, but if it's there, I value it. Mm-hmm. Now, it's up to, it's up for interpretation and how that person deciphers it.
Right.
If there's one thing that I feel like we can all agree on, it's that when someone says, I'm not taking it personal, and then you say, and then they say, well, I think you are, and they go, I'm not taking it personal.
That was more like Stephen A. Right?
I think you're taking it personal. It's just my opinion.
Here's the thing. Yeah. The first part of his quote, I actually agree with. I do think we get a little over the top with.
Well, you hated when I brought up VORP on Tuesday.
I don't even know what VORP is.
Well, it's basically like wins above replacement. That's all that it is.
Yeah. The saber tiger, whatever matrix. But here's the issue with Kevin Durant. It's obviously that he cares.
I like Kevin Durant, by the way.
I don't have any issue.
I like Kevin Durant.
But it's a hypocrisy because he's always in his feelings. So it's very difficult to listen to him talk about don't be in telling other people not to be in their feelings when you're in your feelings all the time. And this is really my main point.
Okay.
Ignore everything that he said. Okay. Ignore everything that he said except this point. This point where he says blog boys are gonna write about what I say, like they did last time. You're on Bill Simmons' podcast. You know what reporters do? They wait for athletes to start talking so they can have quotes to write stories. You know what that means? That's their job. So if you come on a show, if you don't want people to write about you, you don't want people to talk about you, you don't want people to watch basketball and don't care what you do, you know what you do? You stop talking. When Bill Simmons say, hey, would you come on the show? You say no. I'm rehabbing. I'm concentrating on the season.
So what you're saying is there cannot be a divide between I just want to go on and have fun and not be quoted. It comes with the territory.
You're Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? It's like Odell Beckham or anybody. If you come on, he doesn't even care. You don't even have to be a star. If you go on one of these shows and you say something, I didn't even think that was remotely controversial what he said. I'll put it to you like this. If he takes out the blog boys, the fan boys, the don't get in your feelings, stop being emotional, if he takes all of that out, do we write a story about him talking about sabermetrics? No. It's not interesting. What he said was not that interesting, the front part of it. I just play basketball. I just like maybe one person. Here, let me put it like this.
Well, he talked about how he reads all of it.
Of course he does.
And the feelings.
Yeah.
So like the preface of like you saying the bloggers and fanboys, I think it's a fair point, but there's also something to print as well. And if you listen to the podcast, there's many other ways to print it.
Look,
but in this $1.40 that we just showed, probably not.
Well, that's the thing. If he takes that part out, maybe there's 2 stories about him talking about sabermetrics from the sabermetrics people. If you say blog boys, you know who's going to write about it? Every single blog in the country. ESPN, SI, Big League, Barstool. Everybody's gonna talk about it. You know why? Because that's controversial. It don't get in your feelings. Don't be emotional. That's the story. You know what they talking about?
But the key word actually isn't bloggers and fanboys. Those two. It's just fanboys. Because what he did was equivocate those two together to make a negative.
Right.
He framed it as a negative.
Right.
Yes. So what are you going to do when you offend someone? Well, I mean,
defend
are they really going to be like, oh man, he got me?
Yeah.
Like, no, of course not.
Kevin Durant says, I like Kevin Durant too.
I like Kevin Durant a lot.
I think
it's his opinion. He's entitled to his opinion.
I think Kevin Durant was not ready for the backlash that he got for signing with the Warriors. And secondly,
you don't think so?
No.
His good friend is LeBron James.
He's naive like that. And I also think that.
Oh, come on. His good friend is LeBron.
No,
who left his hometown.
I think Russell Westbrook, by not embracing it, I think gave all of the fans and all of the people just more. It was Russell
Embracing what?
Embracing him, not embracing him leaving, but wishing him good luck. Because remember, where the cupcake story comes from? It comes from Russell Westbrook.
Kendrick Perkins first.
Right, Kendrick, but in regards to Russell Westbrook, so you see what I'm saying? So I think, and then on the other side of that, the flip side, as I like to say, flip side, is that when he won a championship, I think
Didn't Freeway come out with a song called Flip Side?
I don't know.
I think he did.
What? I like Freeway, Big Beard.
All right.
Before Rick
Cassidy
Ross.
killed him.
Wow, Cassidy.
Oh.
But on the flip side, I think when Durant won the championship, I think he thought, well, I won. Now it's going to be less because I won. It actually got more because people hate that.
Well, hang on. He crapped on himself after that. Because if he didn't have the burner Twitter, then it would have been like, okay, he's a winner. And then you slowly, and this is what we've seen in sports, similar to the LeBron effect. You slowly get those fans back in the corner, and they scale it back little by little. It takes years to undo it.
But you know how you do it? By not
doing this, but winning.
Winning too.
Winning silences everybody.
Yeah, I think winning.
Everybody. Michael Vick turned around everything that he had, not by winning a Super Bowl, but by being a pretty good quarterback when he came back.
Right, but he also wasn't saying, screw your dogs when he came back.
No, he said it physically.
Well, I'm saying afterwards is what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? I'm saying Kevin Durant.
But winning cures all ills.
Kevin Durant wants the blog boys and the fanboys to love him. And that one of the major mistakes that everybody in life makes, not just athletes, is caring too much about people that don't care about you, that are never going to change their opinion no matter what you do. I remember one time, I'll tell you a quick story. Yeah. One time, I was at the NFL draft, okay?
What year?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm messing up my stuff.
It was recent.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I was at the NFL draft, right? And while I was at the NFL draft, something else was going on. It was one of my fluff stories, right? One of those crazy fluff stories. And I remember this guy, he came on, he really was mad. He came on my social media, and he was like, you guys.
Player media.
No, it was just a fan.
Oh, fan.
Just a fan. Okay. Just a fan. He said, you guys never do any sports. You never go to any events. You never talk about what's going on. And I texted him back for the picture. Well, not text him, but I tweeted him back with a picture of me at the NFL draft. I'm like, I'm at the NFL draft. I've done 15 NFL draft stories. You just not seeing them. You know what he said to me? I'm picturing him looking me dead in the eye. He said, you know something? You only do sports when it's convenient for you.
Right, so moving the goalpost.
Exactly. Yeah. So Kevin Durant, he wants everybody to say it was cool. People look, it doesn't matter if you win, they're going to say, well, you cherry picked. If you lose, there's like, oh man, you suck, you brought them down. There's no winning in that. So just, I hate to tell people just to get over it because I hate when people tell me to get over it, but he needs to get over it. I just don't.
But he won't.
No.
Because in a weird way, I think this actually fuels what he's doing.
Possible.
To try and return any sort of negative feelings.
Maybe.
Getting the fans, blog boys, what have you, bloggers, fanboys, I combine the two, to return their feelings that they had initially. Yeah. Kevin Durant is a great player. Kevin Durant took down the Spurs in the playoffs. They were a quarter away from going to another finals and knocking out one of the best teams ever.
They hold that actually against them.
They do.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about it.
They do.
He'd have been better off losing in the first round. That's the weird thing about it.
Amazingly. Let us know where you stand on if VORP is a good sabermetric.
cupcakes are very enjoyable.